でもこれ革命じゃないって思ったぐらい、史上初サブにこの音場補正の専用のマイクがついてきていて、なおかつこのサブはですねシリーズと一緒に使わなくていいんです。今皆さんがお持ちのどんなメーカーでもいいんで、スピーカー何でもいいの、何のスピーカーでも組み合わせて補正もやってくれて、で一緒に使えるっていう、すごいこんなことをやってる会社はだけです。いやこれマジで日本でおすすめですわ。音量下げた時のサブの存在感、大音量出せない日本にはもう本当にもってこいだと思う。これじゃじゃーん、お久しぶりです。ラズチャンネルのサラです。2026年NAMMやってきました。またこちらアナハイムのコンベンションセンターでいろんな機材を見せていきたいと思っております。今年も2日だけっていうもう限定のバタバタ取材なんですが、動画4本出していきたいと思っております。まず MPE コントローラーの Expressive E ですね。それから R&D Ripper E デザイン、新しい出てますんで、これはちょっとかなり皆さん欲しいと思いますよ。めちゃくちゃ便利なやつが発売されてます。あと SE Electronics ですね。それからあともう私が今年一番熱を持ってお届けしたい買える、私が買えるあんまりお金なくても買えるすごい革命の商品 IK Multimedia が出しております。スピーカーです。ヒントはスピーカーだけど、もうみんなの役に立つ商品なのでぜひお楽しみに。それからですね、ラズチャンネルで数年前に取り上げましたモンハイム社なんですが、皆さんモンハイム社の商品ちょこちょこ買いましたっていうメールをいただいて、もう非常に嬉しく思っておりますが、なんと私の学校の先輩モンハイムさんがですね、すごい会社とコラボしました。彼あんまり宣伝うまくないんで、みんななんかこんな人もいるんだぐらいに思ってるかもしれませんが、なんとアンドリュー今年からブルーのボトルを受け継ぎまして、彼の元でのみ製造再販売していいという契約を結びまして、なんとモンハイムボトル、もう全く同じですよ。あのボトルです。あのボトルをブルーの創設者マーティンと組んで、もうガチでもう一回レクリエーションして再発売ということで、そちらモンハイム社も取り上げていきたいと思っております。で4本目にですね、今年私が見つけた、ちょっとこれまだ日本に入ってないんじゃないみたいな新しい会社をいくつか取り上げていきますので、ぜひ最後までお見逃しなく。ということで早速2026NAMM見ていきましょう。 Let's go。NAMM2026、今年最初に紹介したい激アツの会社はこちら、じゃじゃーん、IK Multimedia のスピーカー新作が出ております。なんとサブウーファーです。ちょっと見せますね。こちらでーす。じゃじゃじゃーん、これが新作iLoud Sub。値段からやばいんですよ。これドルだと600ドルぐらい、サブが600で買えるんですよ。まあこれはちょっとテーブルの上に置いてありますが、やっぱりこうやって下に置いて、見えますかこのコンパクト感。これ普通のオーディオデスクのサイズ、バックセクションが3つあるテーブルなんですが、ここからのこれですよ。めっちゃ小さいの分かります？どんぐらいかな、携帯1個半ぐらい分ぐらいですかね。25センチぐらいなのかな。こんなコンパクトで、この価格帯で出てる他の競合の会社よりも はるかにピークパワーも高いんですよ。この値段でこのサイズ感で、確かヤマハとかも出してるんですけど IK の方がはるかにパワーがでかいです。パワーがすごいあるおかげでガンガン音量出せるだけじゃなくてボリュームを下げた時にサブの存在感を保てるっていう結構つわものでして、でさらにiLoud Subの一番すごいところがですね、史上初サブにこの音場補正の専用のマイクがついてきていて、なおかつこのサブはですねiLoud のシリーズと一緒に使わなくていいんです。今皆さんがお持ちのどんなメーカーでもいいんで、スピーカー何でもいいの、何のスピーカーでも組み合わせて補正もやってくれて、で一緒に使えるっていう、すごいこんなことをやってる会社は IK だけです。でもこれ革命じゃないって思ったぐらいです。私昔エンジニアやり始めてぐらいかな、初めて買ったプリソーネスかな、なんかのスピーカーがあったんですよ。昔のスピーカーって聞くとフルって音がするじゃないですか。売ろうにもめちゃめちゃ安い値段だし、結構大きいスピーカーだったんで、まあとりあえずセカンドで持っといた方がいいかなと思ってたんですよ。でもこのサブがあればいらなかったスピーカーまた復活するかなっていうぐらい激アツサポートしてくれるサブなんで。Alright, let's do it. ちょっと聞いていきます。まずサブなしで聞いてみます。This one? Okay, now let's turn on the sub. Oh my god. いいね。おー、音量下げたときすごい存在感。When I lower the volume, now I hear like, okay, the sub is doing really great job. Of course, when I made it louder, I heard sub, yes, of course, and it's groovy. But when I turn it down, now I hear the really what the sub is doing and what it's helping and what's the character. I want to change the song. Can I listen to the other, like the largest one? MPM, exactly. Yeah. Without it first?
I will have to load the session for the MTM.
ああ、そっか。ほう。ほう。That's it? 4 clicks.
Yes, I will.
ちょっとアコースティック風なもの聞いてみますね。Amy Winehouse. Okay, let's turn it on. My girl says I'm too sensitive.いやマジで、いやこれマジで日本でおすすめですわ。音量下げた時のサブの存在感だから、大音量出せない日本にはもう本当にもってこいだと思う。これいちいちこうガンガン鳴らさなくていいもん、サブを聞くために。Wow, you know what, this is made for Japanese people. Even with the low volume, it's really there. It really gives me the vibe. Like,
Yeah. You just feel the system behaving better and lower.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. Thank you. さあ、第1弾目に紹介したいのはこちら IK マルチメディアです。担当者のロレンツォさんにお話を伺っていきたいと思います。Hi, Lorenzo. Thank you for having me. Nice to meet you. So we're here, NAMM 2026, and I heard you guys have a big announcement for the new product of iLoud series.
Yes.
And we're so excited to hear about it. But before getting into the product stuff, I want to know who is IK Multimedia and what's your history and what's your company motto?
Okay, so IK Multimedia, born in 1996 in Italy.
Italy. What was the name of the city?
Modena.
Modena,
yeah,
yes.
pretty famous.
I just heard, pretty famous for the car.
Cars, aceto balsamico.
And then balsamic.
Yeah, balsamic vinegar.
Yes.
And, it was born as a software company. They started with iRig devices and moved on also into hardware, starting with accessories that allowed producers and musicians to keep producing their music and enjoying the music also on mobile, and then moved to everything you see here, from pedal boards to iLoud series to ARC correction devices, and now It has all lines of product, both in hardware and software.
So what is IK Sound?
IK sound better, so yes, I know. We are trying to bring high quality studio monitoring to as many people as possible. So from bedroom producers up to professional studios, anyone can enjoy high level of studio monitoring and experience. Since IK was born as a software company, the software part is extremely developed. So we try to integrate as much as possible with our latest ARC, for example, is a very good example where the hardware, of course, is doing its part. It's very high level studio monitors, but together with the software, it allows people to quickly and easily reach levels of accuracy that was not possible by just developing a very good hardware or very good software. So the integration between software solution and hardware solution is probably one of our strong points.
Now we're gonna ask about the new product. So first of all, the center thing.
Here it is, the iLoud Sub.
iLoud Sub. You guys released this November, last November?
Yes, around 2 months ago, yeah.
2 months?
Yeah.
How is it in 2 months?
It's going very well.
It's going
very
really well,
and people
right?
love that
It's
because
blowing up.
it's something that it seems like a normal subwoofer, right? So people when they try it, they expect like a regular subwoofer. But the advantages that you get from such a smart subwoofer, because that's what it is, they are so mind-blowing that you quickly, like in 2 minutes, you can get to a system that sounds mind-blowing.
Exactly. This sub, it does more than you think.
Yes.
So many things are inside, but you just need to put it and boom, right?
Yes, I know.
Let's talk about the basics of iLoud Sub. Compared to the regular sub, what can you do with this?
What we achieved here with this double passive radiator design is a subwoofer that is very compact, as you can see. It's one of the smallest footprint on the market.
I think so.
And it can still get down to 25 hertz at minus 3 dBs when you calibrate
25?
Yes.
Okay.
And up to 100 SPL.
Okay.
After that. So it perfect suits for from a small control room, professional control room, down to bedroom producers. This product literally solves audio engineers' issues in a very quick way and clever way, because this product integrates arc correction both for himself and for the top speakers.
Yeah.
It automatically detects the sweet spot for aligning with top speakers, so it automatically sets the delay for the top speakers and for the subwoofer.
Yeah, so we want to cover that because the audience needs to know why this is so special. So you can pair with whatever the monitor you have from any company, right?
Yes.
Anything.
Anything.
And then
room correction. For the top
correction
speaker.
automatically.
Yeah, both
right?
for himself and for top speakers. So you have a system.
Exactly, like that. When I heard that, I'm like, what? And it comes with the testing microphone.
Yeah, the
right?
measurement microphone.
Yeah, I feel like this is the first sub comes with the room correction microphone, right?
Yeah,
I never heard it.
I think so.
And then, so to correct the room sound, you need to use your own software.
Yeah, ARC-X is our software for all the iLoud and ARC family. It comes free with any of our compatible products.
It's called ARC or
ARC?
ARC?
ARC. We call that ARC.
ARC. この ARC の使い方ちょっと詳細聞いていきましょう。
Here you select your audio device, and here you select the subwoofer in the list. It will prompt how to connect the subwoofer, so you route your audio output to the subwoofer, and then from the subwoofer to the top speakers. Here we have precision, but if we have other brands, you just assign your outputs that are going to the subwoofer, in this case 1 and 2. After this, everything is set up, you can move to the calibration screen.
めっちゃ見やす
So
いな。
here is a very streamlined and guided calibration process.
Please, because calibration sounds so scary to everybody. Like, I don't want to deal with it.
Yes,
You
no,
know?
this one is pretty streamlined process, very easy, can be done by anyone also without any technical skills. So here you can select the microphone you're using. So all our speakers come with a bundled ARC MEMS microphone, but of course you can either use older version of our microphones and any generic measurement microphone. Once you're done, you continue, you select the microphone input channel on your audio interface, it will check that the level is correct, both the gain of the microphone and the output level. So you can play that. It will check. As you can see, now it says that everything is okay. Here is the very interesting part. So here you can configure how precise you want your correction done. So you select your listening area between the one that we offer here. So if you're just sitting in your desk, you can select monitor mix. If you want, for example, a sofa behind the listening position, you can add that with studio back area too. So it will average the listening position and the sofa to deliver good listening experience to both areas. You select the accuracy, which translates to the number of points you will take in the measurement. So this case minimal is just 1 point, as you see here. But if you go into advanced, then you will take many more points. And in fact, advanced has 21 points because it will ask you 3 layers in height. And once you set up, it will prompt you to position to the correct layer. And it will start the measurement. So it will say position your microphone at point 1, you press play, wait the countdown, perform the calibration. It will sweep on all monitors and the subwoofer too. Now the subwoofer will sweep. And after that, it says point down, move to point number 2, and repeat the measurement.
And then you just save each session, depending on which
save each
speaker.
Session. Yes.
Yeah.
For example, now we are listening to Precision 5. So we load the iLoud Precision 5 plus sub. You send it to speakers, and now the system has loaded the calibration that we performed before onto the system. The frequency response, both with an EQ here that you can customize however you want. You have 6 bands of EQ, and you have the target curve that you can apply on top of that. The crossover frequency is by default at 80 Hz, and when you move it around, the system will automatically adapt the delay adjustment to match that crossover. As you can see, the delay is changing as I move it to align the subwoofer at the different crossover frequencies.
Wow!
And this is really, really handy when you want to assess whichever is best for you. You just move it around.
Super easy.
And you can also emulate other listening systems. If you want to listen how your mix would sound on a TV, you can load the TV, and as you can see, the target changes to the one of an actual flat TV. A selection of both reference studio monitors, hi-fi monitors, and portable devices.
I am curious for a particular situation, okay? So in Japan, the room is really tiny. Plus, we want sub, but we cannot play loud. We have to be quiet, but we sometimes want to hear the low. So what do you think? How this speaker can help in that situation?
I think that this could really improve the listening experience in small rooms, because as you might know, the small rooms have many issues, acoustical issues on the low end, because of course they cannot handle low frequency very well. So having a subwoofer that not only automatically aligns with the top speakers, which is already a huge part of the job, but also corrects the room issues because it has room calibration built in, that really helps small rooms mixing decisions, because it will take away the low-end room issues that can really alter the response of the subwoofer. As long as the frequency response is flat and the subwoofer is linear and everything, even at low volumes, you can still hear down to 30 Hz without issues.
Okay.
You can still hear the mix how it is, yes. Then if you can crank it up, of course, you will enjoy that more. But I actually personally know a lot of engineers in Italy that gave up on the subwoofer listening and just don't use it anymore and keep that ear unplugged.
Why?
Because they cannot find a good spot that allows them to be confident on what they're hearing. Because yes, they can hear more bass, but then when you try to listen to different listening systems, you don't have that translation that you get from a perfectly aligned system. Because doing that manually is is a struggle.
Yeah.
Because if you're in a perfect scenario with LNR, the sub-centered, everything is easy because that's the ideal scenario. But when you get into real studios, where maybe you cannot place it in the middle like it is here, you have to move it 1 meter to the side, or when you have the wall very close to the speakers, trimming that manually is really a form of art. It's a technical skill that you have to develop over the years.
Everybody gets traumatized.
Yes.
I spent days and days to do calibration all on my own manually, and in that moment, I was like, okay, this is perfect, because I was kind of using the system and my ears, and I thought that's perfect. And once I step outside to the room, that like a living room sounded so much better than the bedroom. I'm like, okay.
That's a struggle. This product on that part, this product really revolutionized the industry, because everyone who tried that got mind blown by the accuracy that you get with just a couple minutes of calibration. You get to a point where you can't hear the sub itself. You just hear a system that sounds flat from 20 down up to 20 kilohertz. And when it's aligned properly, you don't hear the sub playing. You hear just the system playing as a whole.
So Lorenzo, you have a lot of series. Can you please tell me which one is suitable for what kind of engineer or what kind of person?
If you have a very small room and you can go into the smallest model, because these ones are already packed enough power for small rooms. But if you have a very well-treated room with a lot of acoustic treatment, you can also move to higher series even in small rooms. These speakers can go up to professional studios and anything.
This is the one I heard it in Japan. It was extremely spacious, and it was almost like surround sound.
Yeah, this speaker having the MTM design, just like this one, when you listen to that from a distance, your ears perceive it as a coaxial system. So you hear just like a coaxial speaker, and that enables a very high resolution in the stereo field. The center is that center, and that really gives a very good listening experience.
Yeah, but what about this smaller one? How powerful is this?
So this one comes as a pair system, so it's a slave and master setup, and it's 50 watts total. And then when you move up, you basically double the power on each model. So this one is 50 watts total, this one is 50 watts each because it's individual speakers, and this one is 100 watts each for the speakers.
If someone has this small one, it looks like it's pretty different size to pair with sub.
Yeah.
And how does it act, especially in terms of mid-range?
So actually our sub has been specifically designed to be a perfect match for all our smallest monitors.
Okay.
So despite it can also help with the precision series, because if you're listening at quiet volumes, taking the low frequency away from the woofers really helps them to deliver very good mid frequencies. But with the smaller speakers, you really get outstanding performance, because you can get a reference system that really gets down to 25 Hz from this size. And they can deliver a pretty good mid if you take the low frequency away from them. And as I show you, you can move the crossover frequency in the software, and that enables you to keep the crossover high enough for them to really deliver very good mid. So it's a perfect match for all our small speakers.
Raz channel. Have you subscribed to Raz channel yet?
Hell yeah, man. Who hasn't?
Expressive E から Osmose というコントローラー出てるので MPE コントローラーですね。 MIDI コントローラーとはまたちょっと違う企画で、今年ちょっと大きいバージョンが出てるので、担当の方にいろいろ伺っていきたいと思います。 Hi Christopher, nice to meet you.
おはようございます。
ありがとうございます。おはようございます。
That's all I can say.
Okay. 新しいキーボードが出ております。 Osmose ですね。 MIDI controller.
It's a standalone synthesizer and a MIDI controller at the same
Right.
time.
Okay. So クリストファーさんにお話を伺っていきたいと思います。So first of all, for my audience, can you please explain who you guys are, where you guys from,
Sure.
and what's the history of the company?
So Expressive E is a French company that was founded about like 12 years ago or so.
Yeah.
It was starting from the university project, where a few people were investigating the origin and the functionality of a traditional electronic instrument, one of the first electronic instruments around, the Onde Martineau. On the Onde Martineau, a very interesting vintage electronic instrument from like the 1920s, around that date, from France as well. You had a little drawer on the left where you could push with a touche d'intensité to control the volume and control the overall timbre of the instrument. It was such a wonderful thing because people that are used to only playing like on, off, or with velocity on a piano, they could shape the sound continuously like a cello player can, or like a singer can, or like a saxophonist can nowadays. And that was something that people have already been looking into. So this research group, 12 years ago, so Expressive E, when it was founded, they were trying to replicate this touche d'intensité, to bring it to the modern world, to enable people to have a real-time control over the timbre of sounds. The end result was the Touché USB MIDI controller that also offered control voltage out, so it could basically is an add-on to all your existing gear, where you change global parameters, but not by turning knobs, but very fluently with a touch on the nice wooden surface. It's just bringing acoustic instruments, characteristics and feeling and the muscle memory and the satisfaction that you get from all the nuances into the electronic realm of musical instruments. That's the idea.
Yeah.
And then we thought, what could be next?
Yes.
And then we decided, why don't we build like a touché into, very simplified, into every note of a keyboard to enable more expression for people.
For the audience who only has MIDI keyboard, the regular one, what is the difference? Like, what's the experience of MPE keyboard?
So what happens on a regular MIDI keyboard, you have the velocity, so you can decide how hard you want to play, how intense. But once the sound has been triggered, you have no way of changing things. So it's whole different here with Osmose. If you're playing a key, you're going to have a sound from the beginning on of the key travel. You can push deeply and continuously control the timbre and the volume of it. Go into the aftertouch, and then you do this, which is also new, independent per key. So when I'm changing the intensity of the high key, it doesn't change the one of the low key. Yeah. And then you can also do sideways motion of it, so I can start bending and vibrating only one note within my chord. So all these things are the advantages, and they bring so much more nuance and immediate gratification into the playing.
So what type of musician is Osmose best suited for? What type of musician?
Effectively, when we look at our customer base today, lots of people use it because they are, for example, scoring for films or for media, for video, just because you have this immediate interaction with the keys and you can look at the picture, for example, and convey your emotions with your playing without having to replicate everything with drawing automation lanes and so on and so forth. Then there are those who are just interested in virtuosic playing or having all this augmented experience compared to the regular keyboard playing. And then there are people who use it for production to fatten up their tracks with something that sounds more organic because there's more going on, more nuances, it's not that clinical in the sound. And every NAMM show, for example, I learn about new people, how they use it in their music.
Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities with this keyboard. Is Osmose designed more for the studio use or the live performance?
It's done for both, that's for sure. The cool thing is it's backwards compatible as a controller with regular MIDI as well. So even if you just plan to play some Rhodes parts on it, some brass parts on it, for example, I'm using my laptop when I'm playing live. I totally use it as a controller in that regard, if I don't want all the nuances and the pitch bend. But generally, it's such a great experience and you have so much dynamics when you're playing it live. And our presenter, Tomasz, that you're gonna hear when we're doing a playing section on the video as well, he excels really at it. It brings so much more nuances and expression and dynamics to live playing. It's a wonderful experience.
What other like software do they use it with?
When you're using Osmose as an MPE controller, MIDI
Yes,
polyphonic
exactly.
expression,
Yeah.
we do actually have lots of partnerships going on that will be evolving in the future as well. So if people, they don't know which sounds are going to be compatible, you can just check on our website because we did collaborations in the meantime with Kilohertz Faceplant. We've collaborated with Yuhi for Hive 2. We've done 2 products, the Legend HZ and Dune 3 with Synapse Audio. We've collaborated with Dawson Music on Contrast and Myth. And there's quite a lot of cool individual cool brands with different style of engines around that we already work with, and we make sure that the MPE sound programming is nicely done. So this way people can be sure that it works well.
ちょっと MPE コントローラー私全く使ったことないので、有名な会社のローリーも全く使ったことないんで、ちょっとやってみたいと思います。あ、押した感じは普通のミディですね。ミディコントローラーと同じ。うわ、もうなんか1ミリキーボード下ろしたとこからもう音が始まります。もうこのぐらい。こっからもう音が始まるんですよ。すごいですね。で、こうやって揺らすこともできますけど、難しいこれ。これ相当キーボーディストじゃないとできないな。私みたいなもうど素人何にもしてない人はダメだわ。こうやって両手でやらないとできないですね。でもこうやって弾こうと思うと、この薬指だけ動かすとか小指だけ動かすっていうのがめちゃめちゃ難しいかも。あーでも小指だったら動かしやすいわ。面白い。
Crazy. Go. All right.
Thank you so much.